You're listening to Feel Good Files with Lexi and Son.
Hello, Son.
Hey, Lex.
How are you doing?
We're doing good.
We are doing really good, eh?
Yeah.
Enjoying this warm weather.
Enjoying the warm weather and into file 12.
I know, Son. Can you believe it?
Well, can we just quickly stop and say like, follow, share, subscribe?
Please. Helps.
Very important.
Really helps us and we really, really appreciate it. So please. Thank you.
Yes.
Should we jump right into this file, Son?
Yeah, why did we decide on this file, Lex? Labels. What do we mean by labels?
So labels, you know, it's about putting people in boxes and basically sticking a label onto them.
Yeah, exactly.
And we just feel that labels aren't always a positive thing, and I think people get judged based on something they may have done or something they may have posted on social media, and it maybe doesn't show their true colors. And why do we label so much? Why do we categorize people or judge them or have an opinion about them when every person is so unique that you can't actually label a person?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that has been cropping up a lot, and I think it is because of social media. You know, people post videos, they do things, and automatically the comment section fires up.
Yeah.
And you know, all these opinions and categories about the what the person has done. Recently I was watching a video about this woman who is, you know, in her 50s, and she's cut her hair really short, and all the comments were about you look like a man and blah and this and that and the next thing, and it's like, you know,
How dare they?
what, you know, it's something that you've chosen to do, and is it necessary to actually
Have those comments. Rather say nice things.
why
like
do people do that?
If you have something negative to say, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, and I find that it's like something that we find, you know, with kids when we say, oh, you know, he's badly behaved boy, badly behaved girl, why is there tantrums? What? You don't understand the moment.
No. Or did they have a bad night? Did they eat something that maybe didn't agree with them and now they've got a sore tummy? Or, you know, just using examples. I think we forget when it comes to children that just like us, we have a bad day too as adults. You know, kids have bad days too.
And they're not machines.
Can't put them into boxes and, oh, well, that child's like that because they don't have a parent that is disciplining them. Well, no, you don't actually know what that parent may be going through at a certain time, you know. So, yes, okay, there could be that where there is no discipline. But, you know, I just feel that you can't judge a situation if you actually don't have enough information. And at the moment in our society, I'm picking up on social media a lot that people are putting labels on people because it's so easy to do that. And I think it also makes you feel better. I catch myself doing it. Like, I'm also not innocent here. And that is because I'm looking at social media and I'm going, oh my gosh, that person's got the perfect life. Oh, look, they're traveling again. Wonder how they're traveling. How do they do it? And you know, you put this label on, oh, they're so lucky. In the meantime, they've been working their asses off and they deserve that trip. You know, they deserve to travel 5 times a year because they've been working day and night, day and night, day and night, and they've earned it. But we so quick to be like, look at them. They're just so lucky they get to go away. Really, a label on it. Instead of going, wow, look, all their hard work is paid off.
Yeah, I think, you know, in the end, opinion is something that people are free to hand out, but not
take.
Well, there's also not enough thought behind where that opinion comes from.
Yeah.
Or, you know, walking a mile in the shoes of the person that you are saying something about.
Yes.
We don't know each other's lives intimately.
Yeah.
You know, we dance and we sing and we do this and we do that, and to an outside person, everything might feel like completely rosy. That might not be the case.
Yeah.
The point is, it's a choice.
Yes.
You choose to get up every day and decide you're going to make the best of this day. But it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, that is the case. And so why does somebody feel the need to actually put a label on, you know,
a
person from the day that you were born? You are getting all these things. Don't behave like that. That's such a girl thing to do. All those kind of comments.
Stop being so girly, or girls can't run as fast as boys, and like, you know, those comments.
Or boys that are running, and as you know, you're running like a girl.
Yeah, or you fight like a girl. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. The one thing, I think you shared that quote with me, you know, I feel that you can only truly make an opinion on something once you have put yourself in the other person's shoes and actually shown a bit of empathy, and actually gone, okay, well, before I make an opinion, before I stick a label on it, let me see what that person is going through. Let me try to put myself in their shoes. What is it? How do I see it from their perspective? And then, by all means, put a label on it. You know, do what you need to do. Judge, make an opinion. Because then you've actually gone and you've done your homework and been like,
but
okay.
you tried to understand.
But this quick opinions, these quick
The
categorizing people,
netizens.
yes, it is so sad. And I think that is why in our society now there's such a higher rate of depression, and there are so many people that are depressed, and often they say, oh, it's because, you know, people are speaking out more, and due to the internet and you know, globalization, we're able to know what's going on in the world. That is true. But I do believe us as adults putting labels on each other, we are bullying each other, causing depression. And, you know, we need to be careful of that.
Yeah, I think, you know, your opinion is something that is valid, but it's also something that you have to control, that it doesn't hurt a person. You know, if you want to say something to somebody, you can actually do it. You can be honest and whatever. It doesn't have
kind way.
Yes.
Even if it has.
Where's the kindness in
I can
all of
understand
this
if,
stuff?
like, you and I are having an argument and we need to discuss
Do we
something.
argue?
Never ever. Never. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if we argue
Yeah.
and we need to sort it out, we'll do it in a kind way, in an amicable way, not this malicious
Well,
way.
You know what, Alexa? The bottom line then starts pointing towards intention.
Yes.
What is your intention when, you know, if somebody says something to you and it feels hurtful, you've got to start questioning the intention of that person.
Yeah.
If they say to you, oh, well, a 50-year-old shouldn't behave like that, that points to what their opinion is
of a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, what they're seeing.
That's, again, age is just a number, it's a label. You're labeling the age 50 and how a person should act at that age. No,
Yeah.
you actually need to look at the individual person and be like, who are they? Are they a young 50-year-old or they're older 50-year-old? Who are they as a person before you just stick a label on them?
Absolutely, and at the end of the day, it boils down to somebody actually seeing the world in their own particular way and not as it possibly actually is.
Yeah.
So it's all about, you know, reflecting a little bit about how you feel about things before you go out and say something.
create an opinion.
Say something about somebody or something or the emotion, and label it.
Yeah, you know, I've been trying to teach my children that. Often they'll maybe say something to each other or to a friend or to their cousins that aren't very nice, and I'll always say to them, how would you feel if someone said that to you? So I'm going to repeat what you just said. I'm going to say to you, how does it make you feel? It makes me feel sad. I said, so you need to think about what you say before you say it. And I think that is what people are not doing. They're not thinking before they say something, and how it can actually hurt a person.
Yeah. And you don't actually know, when you're talking this kind of stuff to people, you don't know what they're actually going through at that particular moment.
Exactly.
So try and, and I think it becomes very difficult when we are on social media and, you're watching a video and the comment section fires up because people are just posting what they think, as if it's a liberal free fall.
Yeah.
So, is it though?
No, it shouldn't be.
No.
But I do believe that if you are an influencer and you are posting a lot on social media, you're gonna have these bullies that are going to most likely be jealous of you, and they've got these opinions and they're just out there to get you, and you're going to have to accept that because that is what they're out there to do.
Yeah.
That is their main thing. So, I mean, remember we had that one comment on our YouTube from that guy, and his whole thing is he's out there to be a bully, basically,
Yes.
and he even admits it.
Yes.
So you can't really take it personally, but this is the point, is why is there even a thing about labeling people? It's actually impossible to label a person. We are all unique. We are all different. We all are going to have a bad day, a good day, have a certain way of thinking that is completely different to the way you think or I think, that you can't actually stick a label on a person, because we're unique. We're different. Each person is made differently.
Yeah. I think it boils down to people trying to make sense of their own world, and that's something to reflect on for yourself.
For yourself,
Yeah.
You can put labels on yourself if you want to, because you know yourself the best.
Well, the critic in the head is also
Sometimes your worst enemy.
stamping those labels
Yeah.
on you.
True.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to sound a bit contradictory. I do believe that having labels, I wouldn't really say labels, more like categorizing people in a work environment is important, so that in a work environment you've got to work as a team, and you can't have all the similar ways of thinking grouped together. I quite liked where I worked. We had to do a course and we were grouped under colors. So you would have to do a questionnaire, you do a workshop, and you'd be categorized under a certain color. And that would help your manager know basically where to place you, help the group if they need to move you around, where you should be placed. It wouldn't be good for like 3 red people to be put together, because those are quite, A-type person, fiery people, the color red. They may be more like your leaders, your managers,
I think these are all good tools.
It is good tools, yes.
As long
and
as
they're
they're
used in a
managed.
positive way.
And they're managed properly.
Yes, exactly. And they are used in a positive way. Then I agree with it. But as soon as it started, if people are using it to be rude or put you in a box. I mean, I can give an example. It's quite a personal example, but this is for adults only. When I was younger, and it would be that time of the month, as females, what we have to go through, sorry, mom and dad, if you're listening.
Foot.
I would, if I had a bad day, I'm also human. If I had a bad day and it was that time of the month, my parents would just put a label on it. every single time.
Who doesn't get
I know,
that?
and I was young.
As it's such a huge.
It is,
Live with it. We menstruate. We have moods, and
that's
we
okay.
will not be spoken to like that.
Exactly, and this was from when I was a teenager. So if I had a bad day and I was very moody and very emotional, they wouldn't. Yes. Oh, she's got a period. Oh, okay. And they would put a label on it blaming that, but they maybe didn't know that I had a really bad day at school and someone,
really
and it maybe didn't have anything to do. Maybe yes, I was more, and maybe I was more sensitive, but maybe I lost my netball game, or maybe I lost my tennis game, and that really triggered me, or maybe someone was rude to me at school. But instead of them finding out why is she like that, why is she being rude to us, why is she being like so moody and acting up, and just putting the label on, they would rather just say it was easier to be like, oh, she's got her period, let's just leave her. And I'd actually rather want the space than to find out what is happening. So going forward, I actually never ever told them when I was on my period, because I'd be like, they would just put that label on it and I didn't like it, which has taught me now that obviously when my daughter goes through that, I need to make space for that she probably will be moody over that time, but you need to make space for that and be patient. It's the same with children when they're going through their milestones and their leaps, like where they call it. We've got to be a bit more understanding that they are going to be more moody. It's the same as a period for a female. We might be a little bit more sensitive. We might have these mood swings. It's the same with children. We've got to make space for it. We've got to be patient and be there for them.
And see the person for who
they are. And not because of the cause.
And not because of a way of being in which they're learning how to express.
Yeah.
And it's a very important thing to remember, because now the kids are going to start big school.
Yeah.
And next year
it's
starts a whole thing.
Massive change.
And then you've also got.
I'm so nervous.
I don't want you to be nervous.
I'm excited and nervous.
Yes.
And it's like very bittersweet.
Yes. Absolutely. Just because it feels like it's gone
like too quickly.
But there is a specific way of seeing the world that is called the education system. And wherever you are, you're going to be in navigating a framework.
Yes.
And the kids land up all over the place in that framework.
Yeah.
And it becomes sometimes quite difficult. So it's important to push back and remember to focus on your child and not
the bigger picture.
Well, not to be just driven by what everything else is, who else is doing what.
Exactly. And it's about your individual child and not about what the child that's in the same grade as your child is doing compared to yours. It's comparison.
Comparison, FOMO. I think as adults, we don't allow the kids to often just find their own route. Not everybody
be their own individual.
Not everybody makes the benchmarks in the same way. And our systems don't really allow for that, and it can be quite difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
If your kid is not doing what that kid is doing, whatever, it's important not to focus too much on that.
Exactly.
If you get them through school and they're not anxious and hate school because of all of that stuff, then you're doing fine.
Oh, well, then I'm not. I'm joking.
There we have it. Breaking news. Oh, Ken Robinson.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to start sending you Ken Robinson videos.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, but son, we have to just protect our little children anyway, as much as we can, but we also have to allow them to be there in person.
Yeah.
and not put a label on them,
Yes.
which I think we do sometimes.
I think, well,
I do.
we all do, you know, and they do it themselves, to themselves, and to, you know, you grow up,
Yeah.
it's a way of seeing the world, and the thing to possibly always remind ourselves and them is that you have to also question yourself a little bit. Where does that come from?
Yeah.
Where does that way of thinking come from? You know, it's like putting that 6 down. To you it'll look like a 9, to me it looks like a 6, but it's the same shape. So at the end of the day, we have to learn to introspect a little bit about where all these things come from and why we think the way we do, and to challenge ourselves and our kids to do that too.
Exactly, and they're allowed to have their own perspective on things.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also okay to challenge that perspective.
Yes.
And realize that they're going to be challenging yours.
Yes. Not ready for that.
No.
It's starting.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting. And we need to realize that our way isn't always the right way for them.
No.
Yeah.
And to listen.
Yes. Yes.
Before you jump down that
to just
rabbit hole of what do you mean? Like what, you know, listen very carefully to what they say, because sometimes they don't know how to express themselves
or verbalize it.
We still grappling with that.
Yeah,
we're adults.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, Son, do you have anything more about labels?
I think it's important to post that quote by Bill Bollard, where he talks about opinion and empathy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's so important to be, you know what, I've got a theme song for this. That Black Eyed Peas, Where's the Love?
That was one of the main songs when...
Wasn't it during COVID or
no, when
mental...
when my son was born.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But wasn't it all about mental health and where's the love gone in the world?
Yes.
People are like just basically putting labels on it, on people having these opinions, and like, where's the love? We need more empathy. We need to be there for each other more. As a mother, I've become a lot less judgy of other mothers. You know, a simple one which I think many mothers can relate to is before becoming a mom, I would be like, oh my gosh, look at those kids watching their mom's phones or their dad's phones at the table playing a game. Now I'm like, you know what, if we do go to a restaurant, there's no play area, great, watch something on my phone, play an educational game on my phone. I bring coloring books, I bring puzzles, I bring Lego, I bring toys for them to play with. Once they're done with all of that, here's my phone.
And as they are growing older, they'll be talking more.
Oh, definitely. We often have conversations at the table before we get to the phone.
We often with you, and you know, if somebody here is listening to it, makes it sound like they're always doing something, but they're actually enjoying their food. Your children are always, when the children eat, they eat. They're not watching stuff.
No, never.
Yeah, and they interact really well. They socialize. It's important. Those are the skills that one learns, and also, you know, I mean, sure, you know, if we go somewhere and it takes forever, of course.
Yeah, we must also remember they are little and they don't understand if a restaurant's taking too long.
Show them whatever, you know, not stuff that's
silly stuff.
Yeah.
My daughter loves silly stuff, which makes her go silly. Anyway, that's why we call it silly stuff. But also just judging parents and putting labels on them when a child's having a temper tantrum. You know, I definitely was labeled in a shop once, and I could see it by the shop assistants. We were in a pharmacy, and my son found a toy. It was cheap. It was like 25 rand. Not about the money. To me, it's got nothing to do about the money. I could have bought him a little toy for 25 rand, but that is not the point. We do not go into every shop and he can get a toy. So I said, no, I'm not getting it for you. We came in here to get whatever I needed. And the shop assistant said, oh, but come on, it's only 25 rand. So I said, excuse me, that is not the point. The point is that we can't just go into a shop. He's got a star jar. When the star jar is full, we can go to the shop and he can get something. But his star jar is not full. Regardless of the price, you will not get that.
Yeah.
And they in the shop, like, were like completely judging me. Like, you know, you could just feel the eye. We'll bleep that one. Was having a proper meltdown, and and I had to beep. I had to just not give in. I had to not give in.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You know, somebody can be just walking past and not have any context and immediately have formed an opinion about that.
How could that mother not give in to her child?
But or the other way around.
Yeah.
You know, the bottom line is not to feel pressurized to behave in a certain way because of the people around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is quite difficult often when you've got kids.
I mean, inside of me, I was going red and I was sweating, and I was just like, I can't give in because I'm worried about what people around me think.
No, exactly.
You can't.
No. And it's an important thing as it gets harder actually the older they get. Because, you know, you don't want to, it's important to remember you're not their friend.
No.
You are their friend, but you are their parent.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to put those boundaries in place.
Exactly.
Yeah, and, you know, be labeled by the people around you. You know, you'll be confronting all these things, Alexa. The time that they start drinking, and, you know, some parents don't feel like they should have any rules about that. You know what I mean? It's all kind of stuff that is, and then you'll be labeled, oh, you know,
Helicopter
mom,
bulldozer mom,
or gosh, these labels.
These labels
are getting more and more and more. But also, you know, I don't know, some people think that you're being too party pooperish. But I mean, there's, you know, every season has a reason. Exactly. And it's important not to rush them through their lives.
But I think also it's important to not allow those labels to affect you either, you know, because there will be that, regardless of where you are, you know, at your stage of parenting or stage of life, there's going to be labels on you, and you have to somehow try and not allow it to affect you.
It's difficult when the kids are feeling labeled.
Which they will. I remember as a child, I felt labeled.
Yeah. You know, and I think in the end, you know, yeah, lots of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the popular children and the this, that, and the next thing, and you're going, okay, well, you know, so your child didn't get invited to a certain party or whatever all those things are. It's all things that you have to navigate, and all things that you have to teach them.
I was about to say that you also have to verbalize to them and explain to them.
And to try and make them learn how to cope with those kind of things.
Yeah.
Because that isn't an ongoing thing.
It is.
You're not always going to get chosen for something. You're not always going to be good at something.
Yeah.
You know, it's stuff that we have to learn how to cope with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite sad actually, but it's part of life.
Yes, it is part of life.
And I suppose it's us teaching them how to also be more empathetic, to also try not form an opinion before doing proper investigation.
Yes, and not being too hard on self.
Exactly.
Learning, not teaching them not to be so hard on self.
Yeah.
You know, if you haven't done something as well as you could have, it's not the end of that chapter. It's just the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect, son.
That's file 12.
Yes.
Labels.
Yes.
Why?
Why? Yeah, why?
Why? Why not?
Exactly.
But I mean,
Mostly why.
yes. Keep. It's the same thing as a jar. Keep questioning. Keep looking. Keep reading. Keep thinking. Why am I thinking that?
Exactly.
Why am I labeling?
Yeah.
Now
Question yourself.
Question yourself. The eternal question. Am I being empathetic enough? Do I think I know everything? No.
No one knows everything.
No. We know some people who know everything. We know everything. What do you mean we don't know
Exactly.
everything?
Come on. Thanks, son.
Okay, thanks, Lex.
Yes, that was lovely. Bye.
See you.
Like,
follow, share, subscribe.
Done.
You're listening to Feel Good Files with Lexi and Son.